Good morning. Got what started. Let me grab my mat. All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. And since it's Friday, I'm going to give everyone a couple more minutes to get online. We're doing abs and stretching today. Oh, I got to move my screen. There. Okay. I hope everybody's feeling good today. I'm feeling tight. The workout yesterday got me a little sore in my legs and glutes. Not as sore as last week, but sore nonetheless. I'm gonna grab something real fast. All right, we will go ahead and get started with some ab work. Let's go ahead and come over to our plank position. Let's start with a plank today. Get our breathing set up. So fingers are going to be spread wide. Shoulder blades are gliding down your back. When that happens, you should automatically feel an engagement in your upper abs. Draw your belly button into your spine. That causes your tailbone to tuck just a little bit, and then reach those feet out. We're going to hold this for a 30-second plank. So I want you to focus on your breathing here. Notice different tiny little stabilizing muscles maybe starting to react in your upper back, in your core. Take a deep breath in through your nose for a 5 count. And exhale for 5. Deep breath in one more time. And exhale and press those hips up. Take a walk in to where your feet are coming in just below your hips. Your hands are still on the floor. Pull your belly into your spine. We're going to bring the weight into your left heel. And then we're going to use the lower abs to lift that right foot up and tap the wrist. We're going to tap 5 times. 3, 2, 1. And place that foot down. Bring the weight into the right heel. Pull the belly in to lift that left foot. Pull it forward using the abs. 4. Tap that wrist. 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way down and sit those hips back. Come down. Heels come into your hips come into your heels. Sit all the way down. Reach your feet in front of you. Reach those arms and slowly tuck your hips under and roll just until you're at the top of the pelvis. Roll down a little bit further and hold it. And a little bit further. Hold that curl. Walk your feet out. And walk your feet back in. Keeping that curl, keeping that reach. Walk those feet out. and walk them back in. This is activating those abs so that they get the most out of our workout. One more. After this one, slowly walking those feet out as far as you can. You should notice your abs turning on more. Slowly walk them back in and come to about a foot's distance away from your bottom. Press your hands into your thighs and press up to the knees and press into the thighs to curl back down. Let's do 10 of these. 9. Press your heels in to the floor. You should feel this in your upper abs. 7. Only go as far as you can keep it in your abs and not feel it in your back. 5. Really press your hands into your thighs. 4, 3, 2, hold it up and bring it all the way back down. Rest your head for just a second. I'm going to scoot on my mat a little more. Bring the hands behind the head. Lengthen through your spine. Deep breath in. Curl up. The tips of the shoulder blades are the last thing touching the mat. Reach your left hand like we're going to prepare for the 100. And then I want you to lean towards that side and reach towards your ankle and begin pumping the arm. Inhale. And exhale. 10. Inhale. Keep that curl. Exhale. 20. Inhale. And exhale. 30. Inhale. And exhale. 40. Inhale. And exhale. And pause. Shift back to the center. Bring that hand back around to the head. Curl up a little more. Reach the right hand long. Hinge from the waist towards reaching the fingers towards that ankle. Elbows wide, curling up. Inhale, begin pumping that arm. Keep that curl. Exhale. 10. Inhale. And exhale. 20. Inhale. And exhale. 30. Inhale. And exhale. 40. Last set. And exhale, and pause. Shift back to the center. Bring that hand behind the head and slowly lower all the way down. Bring those hands underneath your hips. Bring the feet together. Press your inner thighs together. The shoulders and neck are relaxed. Use your lower abs and bring those legs up to tabletop. Take a deep breath in. Draw your belly button in a little bit more. And curl up, press into your elbows, and keep that curl. Slowly tap one foot down and bring it up, and switch. Lower abs are working to move the legs, upper abs are working for the curl. For 3, 2, 1 more each leg. And hold them up, glue those knees together. Reach them to the right side of the body without moving your hips. And then bring them back to center. Reach to the left. Your knees will shift, okay? Because the hips are staying still. You should feel this in your oblique. Bring it back to the middle, just 1 more each side. Reach and hold it. And center. And to the other side, and center, and stretch those legs straight up, lower the head, reach your arms up, take a deep breath in. I want you to rotate and reach those arms outside of your left leg, and then reach up and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach up and hold it. Rotate to center, rotate to the right, and pulse up for 10, 9. Reach those legs, make sure you're breathing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it back to the center. Bend the knees, reach those arms long overhead, stretch the legs out. Feel your rib cage expand as you inhale. On your exhale, reach those arms back up. Let's come up into a teaser. If teaser doesn't feel right for you today, you can just do a roll up by flexing the feet. Nod your chin, start to curl up, and lift those legs all the way up. Open your chest here. The shoulders reach down away from your ears, and you feel a lot of stretch through the spine. And bring it all the way down. Coming back into our planks. So we're going to do a little bit of lower ab work of tucking the tailbone under. So I want to practice here on all fours first. So really feeling some length through your spine by stretching from the top of the back of the head and the top of the head, shoulders reach back, the tailbone reaches, and I want you just to curl the tailbone under and see if you can feel that engagement just below the belly button, and then flatten it back out. It takes a big mental connection. Curl that tailbone under. If you're not feeling this in your abs, curl the tailbone a little bit more and think of pulling your belly button in towards your spine, and release. We'll do one more and then we'll go into a plank. If this position feels better for you, then you can definitely stay on all fours. And reach back out, shoulders down, abs in, reach those legs. As we tuck the tailbone, the knees bend and come just to hovering. Pull the belly in for 3, 2, 1, straighten all the way back out. 2 more just like that, deep breath in. And tuck the tailbone under, bring those knees to hover, and you shift back just a little bit. And straighten, reach out. 1 more, pulling that tailbone down towards the ground. And press back up. Drop those knees, sit back into your child's pose. Take a deep breath in. Coming back up. Let's do 1 more of our plank sets. If planks are bothering you today, then you can go back over to your back and do a few bridges if that feels better. Otherwise, we'll stay right here, shoulders down, abs in. I want you to try not to shift your body as your right knee comes in towards your elbow. Now you rotate from the waist and reach to your left elbow. Reach down to your left wrist, come over to your right wrist, lift back up to the elbow. Just 2 more like that. Slow and controlled, rotate, lower, reach to the other side, lift, last one, reach to the left, lower, right, lift, stretch that leg out, switching sides. Bring that left knee in towards the elbow, rotate to the right elbow, lower down to the wrist, unrotate and lift. Reach over by rotating, lower to the wrist, unrotate, lift up, last one. And stretch that leg out, press the hips up, get a stretch through the legs by dropping the heels and pressing into the heel of the hand, reaching the chest back towards the feet to get a stretch through the upper back and shoulders. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, bring those knees down, cross your ankles, sit back and bring those feet straight through. We've got 1 more ab exercise, and then we'll move on to our stretching. So we're gonna come in, reach your hands. We're gonna come into a frog position, roll your hips under, and lie your head all the way down. Bring those feet up into a tabletop, but instead of having your knees together, we're gonna open them so that they are shoulder width apart. Your heels are together, your toes are apart. Reach your arms overhead. As they come up, you start to curl and stretch your legs long. We're gonna open and close for 3, 2, 1. Bending the knees, lowering down, reaching the hands back. 4 more like that. Lengthen as you extend and curl up and open for 3, 2, 1. Lower back down, reach the arms. 1 more. Sorry, 3 more. Curl up and reach, shoulders are soft, open for 3, 2, 1. Curl back, bring the feet in, deep breath in, exhale, draw that belly in, control those legs, 2, 1. Last one, keep those ribs engaged, arms come up, curl up, reach those legs, we're open, close, 2, 1. And bring it all the way down. Go ahead and reach those arms, drop the knees to the sides. Take a deep breath in, stretch through the arms, circle them around to the sides. And stretch the legs long across the mat, coming all the way up to a teaser. Nod your chin. And as your waist comes up, the legs start to lift. If you lift those legs too soon, then you're gonna have a harder time lifting up and using the abs. So hold it for 3, 2, 1. Bring everything down. Let's go ahead and sit in a straddle position. So reaching those legs out to the sides. Wherever feels good to you. I want you to sit very tall. And just reach that right ear over to the shoulder, circle down and around, and lift the head, switching sides, reach over, circle around, and lift up, bring those arms out to the side. So even in this position, I don't want you to feel a lot of tightness here or tension behind the knees. So if you feel that, bring the legs in just a tiny bit, lift up, tall, side bend over towards that foot. So in this position, I'm going to the right. So I want my left hip to stay connected and down on the mat the whole time. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, rotate, bring that chest towards the thigh. Now, if you can't touch your foot, that's okay. Place your hand wherever you can get it and soften those elbows and start to feel your muscles relaxing. So trying to lose all the tension using your breath. On your exhale, unrotate, bring that chest back square to the front. Nice side stretch is what you should feel here. And lift all the way up. That uses your obliques. Bring those hands out to the side, lift up tall. As you reach to the other side, the opposite hip stays connected. One side might be tighter than the other. Try and keep that chest open and square. Our goal is not to touch the foot. The goal is to get the most stretch by keeping our alignment correct. Deep breath in. Check in that your feet are not falling inwards too. Try and keep your knees pointing straight up. On your exhale, rotate. Bring that chest around. Nice rotation in your middle spine. Getting a stretch through that lower back. Make sure you're breathing. Try and feel your muscles relax. Think of your kneecaps softening. That is natural for them to tighten up. Take a deep breath in again. On your exhale, unrotate. Bring that chest back around and use your obliques to lift all the way up. Bring those feet together slowly. Sit in your butterfly position. You're going to stretch those hips out. Interlace your fingers, place them underneath the top part of your foot, and wiggle your hips around just a little so that you sit up on your sits bones and start to reach your knees outwards and down as your spine lifts up, using your hands for some resistance. You should get a deeper stretch through the hips, glutes, inner thigh. Keep a very straight back and start to hinge forward. Hold it wherever feels like a good stretch, and then round over through your spine. When you get that roundness through the spine, pull your ribs in away from your feet and roll your spine to stack all the way up. One more like that. Lengthen through your spine and lengthen to hinge. and round over. Nice hip openers. And roll your spine to stack all the way up. Bring those feet together, lengthen them out. Bring that left foot over the right leg. Here we're trying to keep the hips square, trying to bring that leg as close in as possible, but keeping it flat on the ground. Lift up tall. Notice when you lift, that's going to increase the stretch in the glute. Reach your right arm. So my left leg is crossed, right arm is reaching. I'm going to rotate. Place the left hand behind you and help your spine press into the floor. Help your spine lengthen up taller as you rotate. Always working on some spinal mobility is nice. Bring it back around and slowly reach that leg out. Switching sides. Right foot comes in. Reach it over the thigh. Just by pulling that knee into your chest and lifting up taller, you should feel more of a stretch through that glute. Lengthen the left arm. As you rotate, place the elbow on the outer thigh. Bring that other hand behind you and lift up taller through your spine as you rotate, pressing into the floor with that right hand to get a little more leverage. And slowly unrotate. Lengthen those legs both out, lift up really tall. This is the same thing as our roll downs. Lengthen and reach all the way forward. It's just in a different plane, which you'll find in Pilates. A lot of the exercises are very similar. Stack all the way up, deep breath in, lift those arms up. Reach forward. We just do them in different ways, working the same muscles. And roll all the way up. Let's bring those feet in. I'm going to challenge you just a little bit. If you struggle with this, it's okay. We're going to keep the feet down, press up onto the hands, and press forward, trying to keep those heels down, and just lean into this stretch. This should be a good stretch for your ankles, the shins, the tops of the feet, your calves. If you're struggling to keep the feet down, that's okay. A lot of us have tight ankles and it is hard to hold this position. So if those heels pop up, that's fine. Just want to get a nice little stretch there. So take a deep breath in and let's step back into a lunge. So I have my left foot forward, my right heel is back, and I'm in a runner's lunge. The hips are pressing forward to stretch that hip flexor. I want you to slowly lower that knee down to the ground. Keep the toes curled under and keep the hip pressing forward. Lengthen through your spine. Flatten that foot back out and sit your hips back towards that heel. So this is where our alignment becomes very important so that we feel this stretch, especially with dancers. I know Alexis is with me today. This stretch, you should feel it in the back of the leg that's reaching in front. If you don't feel that stretch, press your hip down towards the ground and check on your alignment. Pressing back forward. Let's come down into a pigeon pose so that left knee drops to the side. Let's keep the chest lifted for just a couple of breaths. As you're breathing, I want you to think of your spine extending even more. Think of your abs reaching up. And then lengthen as we come down to your elbows. Notice how that stretch changes in that leg. And then bring it all the way down, chest comes to the ground if you can. Take a deep breath in, press back up to the elbows. And press back up to the hands, hold it there. See if you can lift that back foot and slowly pull that heel in towards your bottom. Reach your, so my right foot is in the back. My left hand reaches. I'm going to circle around and see if I can reach. If I cannot reach my foot, I just reach that arm back. Slowly release, unrotate, place that leg down, curl those back toes under, and press back into that lunge. And let's bring that right foot back in. Bringing those heels, the hips down towards the heels, reaching those heels down, and step back into your other lunge. Reaching through that heel, pressing the hips forward, reaching the shoulder blades down, finding some length through the spine, make sure you're breathing. And then we're gonna slowly start to lower that knee. You should feel that in your hip flexor. We're going nice and slow. Keep the toes curled under, reaching the heel back as the hips press forward. And then flatten that foot out, press back and sit on that heel. So whatever leg is extended, again, you should feel that stretch on the back of that hamstring. If you're not feeling that, try reaching your sits bone down and checking that alignment. Take a deep breath in, relax your shoulders, pressing back forward. We're gonna come down into our pigeon pose so that knee falls out to the side. Lifting up through your chest. Make sure you're breathing and trying to think of the muscles that feel really tight, trying to think of bringing some oxygen to those and relaxing them. Lengthen out. Your chest reaches forward as you come down to your elbows. Your shoulder blades glide down, and you can even press into your elbows just a little bit and notice how that changes the stretch in your legs. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring the elbows wide. The chest comes all the way down to the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale, press back up to the elbows. Lengthen through your chest. Slowly press back up to those hands. And lift that back foot off of the ground. Slowly bring it in wherever feels comfortable. Reach that right arm and circle back. If you can't touch your foot, say your foot is way back there, just keep reaching that arm. If you can bring your foot in and grab it, then you'll do that. So making sure you're breathing. Look back to that foot and then slowly release it down, bringing that arm back around. Bring the hands down, curl that back toe under, lengthen that leg, and press back into a plank position. Lift the hips up and lift the heels. 2, reach through the sits bones and press the hips up to the ceiling. And then slowly lower both heels all the way down. So we're still pressing into the heels of the hands, reaching the sits bones up, lift. And press down. And slowly start to walk those feet in so they're in just before they get underneath the hips. I want you to press your hips back way far and then just shift forward, shoulders over the wrist, keeping your heels down the whole time. And reaching back. And pressing forward. One more. Reaching back. And pressing forward. Walk those feet back one step. Press the heels down into the ground. Bend the left knee and lift that left heel. And then straighten and switch. And switch. The same knee that's bending is the same heel that's lifting. And reach. And last one. And reach. Now I want you to hold that Lift your right leg and reach it back into an arabesque and open the hip and stretch through that leg. Press into both hands equally. And then bend that heel back towards your bottom. Straighten that leg. This is a good stretch for the psoas. Unrotate, bring that leg all the way down. Switching sides. Lengthen that leg up into an arabesque and rotate the hip open. Bend at the knee to drop the heel in. Both hands are pressing evenly. Straighten that leg. Unrotate and bring that leg all the way down. Take a deep breath in. Step your feet back out with one more position. Shift into your plank. And slowly lower both legs down to the ground. The hips press down. The feet flatten. And you feel a lot of length in your spine as your chest reaches up. Take a deep breath in. And slowly start to bend the elbows to lower down. Keep your chest lifted and bend both legs in. See if you can reach back and touch your feet. And just bend your elbows wide to the sides as you pull your heels into your body. And then I want you to push your feet into your hands and lift your chest as you press your feet away from the body. And then lower all the way back down. Bring the elbows wide. Drawing your abs in as the feet press against the hands to lift the chest. And then slowly relax. Bring those arms all the way out to the sides. Bring them into the chest. Press back and sit into a child's pose. The hips are reaching towards the heels. Your knees are wide, and your chest is reaching down towards the bottom, towards the ground. Make sure you're taking deep breaths here. Exhale. And pressing back. So today we are going to do our advanced mermaid. 2 minutes, please. If you don't want to try our advanced mermaid, you can do our regular mermaid where you'll just be going the opposite direction, okay? So if you're doing your regular mermaid, you'll grab the outside ankle, and when we press and lift up, you'll just reach over. If you're doing our advanced mermaid, I want you to bring whatever hand you want to bring down. The other hand comes out like you were serving a little tray. Your ankles are crossed. Your top leg is in front, bottom leg is in back. Take a deep breath in, draw your abs in, press your hips up, squeeze your inner thighs together, and side bend over, feeling a lot of length. And then control with the abs and lower all the way back down. 2 more like that. Deep breath in, draw the abs in, inner thighs press together as you stretch and reach over. And bring it all the way back down. 1 more. Reach, press through the heels, inner thighs draw together, lengthen those legs, reach through the crown of the head, stretch the fingertips, and bring it all the way down. Let's bring the legs around in a teaser, and switch sides. That other hand comes underneath the shoulder, your arm is reaching out, back top foot is in front, inner thighs reach together as we press up. Feel that nice stretch, and slow and controlled, bring it down. Feel your abs and inner thighs. 2 more. Reach, lengthen, press those inner thighs together. Feel your obliques and bring it down. 1 more. Pressing up. And bring it all the way down. Good. Bring those feet together. You can stack them in front of each other, and we're just gonna roll through the torso, giving that spine a little mobility. This is a little bit of the gyrotonics. I don't know if anybody's ever done those before, but it feels good just to move your rib cage around, and then we'll reverse it. So pulling the rib cage back and getting some opening through that lower back, reaching around. This is just 2 more. And take a deep breath in, reach that chest up and round back. Look into your belly and coming back to neutral, and we are done.